Oh, hey, what's up, my friends? Real quick, just heading out to Van Nuys to attend a ghost hunting event put on by author Craig Owens. He wrote the book Haunted by History, which delves into the paranormal history of these old hotels and buildings in downtown LA. So tonight he's hosting a ghost hunting event at an old Elks Lodge here in Van Nuys. Apparently they have reports of poltergeist activity, the tops flying off of tequila bottles, strange noises, the whole 9 yards. And we're going to be joined by the duo from Hollyweird Paranormal. They're a true crime and paranormal podcast. They will be hosting a show live from the event. So it should be a good night. Anything strange happens, I will also let you know.
Real quick plug, I am the author of a book, Haunted by History. It really just covers 8 haunted hotels in Southern California, historic hotels, from the Hotel del Coronado to the Glen Tavern Inn. It took about 7 years to research, and I would rent out the haunted areas and do a stage photo shoots in them, because I found that also stirs up paranormal activity. One of the legends, the ghost stories that I've heard, has to do with the second floor, and has to do with one union person getting in a fight with another union person and tossing him out of a second floor window, I assume to his death. Then finally I approached Mike, the exalted ruler, and he was like, oh yeah, I don't believe in ghosts, but I saw one. And then he proceeded to tell me what he saw. All right, so let's get going.
When this was the Union Hall, and they had a union meeting here, and we saw this in the green sheet, what has become the Daily News, that somebody was accused of voting the wrong way in the union meeting, and he was pushed out that window. And yeah, he did die. And
this one over that window right there.
That one right there.
Wow.
And where you're sitting right there under the air conditioner is when some psychics came over. They told us that that's where the 2 men are sitting trying to work it out still.
So
the one who was, they say in the Daily News, or in the green sheet, they said he was inebriated and he fell out the window, although some people say there was an altercation.
Oh wow, do you know what they could have been fighting about?
Yeah, they voted the wrong way.
Oh.
But that's what the psychics said, that they're sitting there trying to work.
They're still bickering.
Yeah, they're still trying to work out.
Or it could be residual, where it's like all that energy has been trapped there. Because that seems like a pretty violent way to go.
It was, yeah, and he did die. He went head first.
Oh, obviously,
He hit his head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because they didn't really go into detail in the articles that I read. It just said he fell from the second floor. So I thought he was still inside the building. He just fell like maybe from a staircase or something, but it was outside.
Yes, it was on the sidewalk.
Now, you said people have seen them, but has anyone heard? Do they hear like arguing? Anything audible?
No, we got this from a psychic who said she feels them in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would too. I mean,
so,
have you had any experiences on the second level?
Yes.
What were your
a lot?
What was the one that was like it never left your mind? Like what is one that just never left your brain?
I'll tell you. We were having a discussion here, and there's a lady who lives in here in this room, and there's also a lady who lives downstairs. When we
of the other world?
Yes.
Oh wow.
When we have meetings of our house committee, governing board of the place, and if it's going to be not nice, and we know it's going to be rough, we meet in one of these places. We meet up here, or we meet downstairs in the history room, because they're kind of protected rooms. And one of the gentlemen was arguing and getting very not nice, and we don't allow that at our meetings. Well, the lady here doesn't allow it either. And now listen, I was here, and I saw, we don't have it there anymore, it was a round tray, slid off that counter.
Wow. And it's a level counter.
Yeah. Do you see that mark on the ceiling right there?
Yeah.
It goes like that. It hit that.
No.
That's where it hit.
I read about that. That's the article I read.
And it fell. Almost hit him. He left the room. But that's why that mark is there.
And there you have it. Our ghost hunt at the Elks Lodge, number 2790 in Van Nuys, California, hosted by Bizarre Los Angeles, aka Craig Owens. Thank you, Craig. We had a blast. I am joined by the lovely Tammie with Hollyweird Paranormal. Tammie, how you doing?
I am doing very well, slightly spooked.
Yeah, it was, they liked you tonight, I think so.
Yeah, they liked a lot of females.
Yeah, they responded to you way more than they did me, which I'm okay with that. Okay. So tell us first a little bit about Hollyweird Paranormal. You're a podcast here in LA. You're
Yes.
true crime and
Paranormal, yeah. So we're a Hollywood true crime and paranormal podcast where we talk about true crime and the Paranormal Association, or anything crazy and weird that pertains in and around the Hollywood or Hollyweird area, which is pretty haunted. California is super haunted.
Yeah, you're not going to run out of material.
Actually, yes. I was asked that before. Like, aren't you gonna run out of material? Like, no.
Have you lived here?
Exactly. This whole state is crazy. It's got a lot of stories, a lot of legends. You've shared a lot of them on your channel too, and
I try.
it's really cool to travel to places like the Elks Lodge here in Van Nuys and listen to their stories as well. There's a ton of them that the members have shared with us tonight.
Yeah, and just the Elks Lodge in general. I mean, before today, I really didn't know that much about it.
Me
and
neither.
They're like they contribute. They're like the third largest charity that they contribute to charity.
Yes.
Behind the federal government and Bill Gates, and it's the Elks Lodge that donates the most money in this country to charities. That's amazing. We were just talking to a couple members over there.
Yeah.
Very, very nice people.
They're very, very awesome.
You know,
and
very
highly-
down to earth, and just it has a welcoming. I grew up in like the Midwest, so this has a very kind of like a welcoming Midwest vibe to it.
It does.
That's what I liked about it. But now you have a partner in crime too.
Yes, Bryce Mitchell Williams is also my co-host on Hollyweird Paranormal. He's a little more of the skeptic, and he's also the humor, because whenever you're dealing with the
It's funny.
paranormal, you're dealing with a lot of dark, but there can also be a lot of light too when it comes to this type of genre or this field of study. So it doesn't all have to be all dark and negative. There's also light involved with it. So we try to do a little bit of both.
So he would be the Scully to your Mulder.
Exactly.
That's-
That's perfect. Yeah.
I was listening to the one you did recently today with the woman who practices brujeria.
Brujeria, yes.
And just listening to him talk, I was cracking him. He was cracking me up. I'm sorry. Bryce, I haven't met you. You're a funny dude.
Yes. He's the comedic relief, so you need that. You need that
Sure.
balance.
So now we're here for ghost hunting, and we
Yes.
spent the evening in different areas of the lodge. You had your EVP recorder with you.
Yes.
I pretty much handled the camera tonight, as you could tell. So what stood out to you tonight?
One of the rooms upstairs really stood out, and it started with an EVP that the first group caught, and it was a Class A EVP, which means it was highly intelligent, very clear, and very responsive.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely, he'll have it on his channel as well. We have it played and recorded, and I have it recorded too on my recorder, but it was so amazing and brilliant. Can you play the EVP for them one more time? So this is what she collected. At what time do you guys think it was?
Right before he walked in.
8:04. Okay, 8:04. Mm-hmm.
Are you here? Who are you trying to contact? What do you want to tell her? I'm here. How's it going?
Was it?
it just sounds like leave now or get Ben.
Or where you've been.
Where you've been.
I got where you've been personally, but
We stayed in that room, in that storage area, and I captured some images on my camera that were...
it was cozy.
Yeah.
A little intimate. But,
A little intimate.
Yeah,
It was
we're all right.
10 of us in there.
We're all adults. It's
But
okay.
I captured something on my camera that I can't even explain, and I'll post it on our Instagram. But it was a weird shapes of light that didn't look like an insect created it. So, yeah.
And there was my theory about it too, that it may have been something like, this is like, they have all these traditions here, they wear all these like
Yes.
ceremonial garb, so maybe it was something that they held as part of their ceremony, like a scepter or a wand or something along those lines. It was too straight and like for anything I've seen before.
It was a vertical line. It was just so prominent. It didn't look like an insect had created it. And then I took another one right afterwards, because when you're a paranormal investigator, it's always good to take up 2 pictures back to back. And it kind of morphed into this like curved line. This like vertical curved line. So
yeah, and see, that's what you would normally see more often if it is a light from, say, like a spirit. Okay?
Yeah.
Usually the light will travel at an arc. There'll be a slight bend to it.
it looked like a little cane.
Yeah,
so
the first one was just a straight line. It was
Yeah,
like
it
a
was
solid, like an iron bar or something.
I thought
so.
it was an iron bar, and the second picture, it wasn't there anymore. It was just this curvature. So
And the Class A EVPs, I mean, when she plays it back, I believe I have it on here, but when she plays it back, it was like 3 responses.
back to back.
Back to back. The second one sounded like growling from under your basement, and don't go under there, just move out of your house.
Yeah.
Kind of growling. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm stepping out.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to contact?
The second one that we were involved in the area, there was like a bar.
Yes.
And you had asked, did they ask if they were killed?
Yes. So we were doing a voice box session, and I had my spirit box, which is a little device that picks up on white noise and radio frequencies, and it is determined that and claimed that spirits use those radio frequencies to communicate. So they take those radio waves and use those words from promotions or songs to communicate. And I asked, because there was a murder that occurred on the second level here, if someone had died or was murdered on the second floor, and it said 187. Was someone killed on this floor? It said 187. What does 187 mean?
That's a police code for murder.
I just heard 187.
That's a homicide, which is a police code for homicide. And I don't think you were familiar with that.
I wasn't familiar. I knew it had something to do with something very bad.
Yeah.
So it was pretty intelligent. Yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like, that's an interesting kind of response. Like, because I have a background, I used to work in a prison. And something about that, I just had a feeling.
Yeah.
So after she had asked that, and it said 187, I said, are you a police officer? Unless you're trying to say 10-4. I assume you'd have a lot of police officers that were elks here in this part of town.
Yeah,
All of them.
because right south of the parking lot.
10-4 is a copy, right? It
Yeah.
means copy.
10-4 means yes.
Yes.
But just to respond with a 187, that just sounded like someone in law enforcement. They're very direct and to the point.
That was extremely direct. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a. I'm glad I shared that with you. Like, fist
Yeah.
bump.
Fist
Okay.
pump. Shh. There we go.
So please check out Hollyweird Paranormal. Okay, with her and Bryce. You're my new Mulder and Scully.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can definitely check us out on Apple Podcasts, and you can follow us at Hollyweird Paranormal on Facebook and Instagram, or HWP Podcasts on Twitter. And also don't forget to follow Craig Owens of Bizarre Los Angeles.
Yes. Thank you again, Craig.
Yes, on Instagram and Facebook. Be sure to check out his book, Haunted by History. It is volume 1, and it is amazing, and it's worth the paper. Trust me.
Yes, he did like 7 years of research.
7 years of research of haunted history based out of California.
Yeah.
Trust me, there's a ton of stories.
So the man did his homework.
Yeah.
So thank you again for joining me. I had a
Thank
blast. You are awesome.
You're so awesome. Oh.
So, my voice doesn't really go that high, but
It does. You grew up with, with older sisters.
Yes. Well, you know. But it's not my fault. My eyelashes are stronger than hers. But so thank you again for watching. This is Wildcard Journeys. On this channel, I hit the road to make videos about the paranormal, urban legends, or whatever I might encounter out on the road. If that's your kind of traveling, consider subscribing. Hit that little subscribe button, share it with a friend, and welcome to the journey. See you.
Yay!
Okay.
That's awesome.
Well,
Yeah, that's so
awesome.
great.
Awesome. Woo.